Hello and welcome to Farm Fridays at Gale Woods. We've just finished another successful lambing season, and we wanted to share with you a video that we captured of one of our ewes giving birth. It's always an exciting time of the year at the farm, and this year was no different. We had 54 lambs born to 18 ewes, and wanted to share just a little bit of the process with you. It's always a time when we don't get much sleep because we have to check the barn very regularly to see if any ewes are in labor. We can predict within a 3 to 5 day window when they're in labor, but we don't always know exactly when it's going to happen, and sometimes there are complications which we might have to deal with, such as a breech birth, which you can see this ewe is having right now. As you see this lamb emerging from her, you can see that it came tail first and back legs first, which can sometimes be very difficult for the ewe to successfully have the lamb that way. But this ewe is given birth 4 times, so she was able to push that lamb right out, even with the back legs tucked up under the lamb like that. Normally, if we were there to help, we'd be able to reach in and straighten those legs out and give a little pull to help her deliver that lamb when it comes legs first. Ideally, they come front hooves first and the nose right after that, and then it's easier for the ewe to deliver it. But she successfully delivered this lamb with very little trouble. And she's even coming back immediately, getting up and coming back to lick off the placental sac, which is exactly what we want to see them do. Sometimes we have to help if they don't successfully get the sac off of the nose and mouth. That little lamb might not be able to get its first breath, but this lamb was very vigorous and started kicking around almost immediately, getting that sac off of its nose. And because the mama was right there to help clean her up, she'll be able to get the rest of that sac removed, and this lamb will have no trouble getting up on its feet and being healthy very quickly. We raise primarily Finn sheep, and Finn sheep are a breed that are known for prolificacy or having multiple births. So with 54 lambs born to 18 ewes, that's an average of triplets, an average of 3. But we had 6 sets of quads born to our ewes this year, and so we have lots of healthy little baby lambs bouncing about the barn. And the mothers are mostly being successful nursing that many, but we do have a few that we are bottle feeding. This ewe's little lamb, first little lamb that was born, got up on its feet pretty quickly and managed to start nursing right away. A few of the ewes that have already had their babies are checking out the action to see if this ewe is successfully having her babies. They do tend to be interested in what's going on, and even more than that, interested in food, which she perhaps thinks she's going to get. So this ewe she delivered the first one breech, and she, within about 10 or 15 minutes, began delivering the second one, which is what you really want to see. If you're monitoring the barn, you want to see that she starts pushing that second lamb out within about 20 minutes of the first one. So you can see here she's just beginning to push out the placental sac of the next lamb, which looks a bit like a water balloon. And as long as that lamb is inside the water balloon, that lamb is pretty safe, and you know that it's going to be healthy. It's once that water breaks that you want to see the ewe deliver the lamb within about 15 minutes, or you want to reach in and provide assistance. So you can see that she's having no trouble getting this one out, and this one's not coming backwards, but as you'll see in just a minute, it actually has its head tucked under, and that's a very difficult way for the ewe to give birth. You want that head to come first rather than the sort of back and shoulders. But again, this ewe has given birth many times, and with Finn sheep, the lambs are usually fairly small, so she's able to deliver both of these lambs breech birth pretty successfully. So she's a very good mother, and she was on her feet right away. The person assisting here is taking a little piece of straw and tickling the nose, because that helps the lamb sneeze and sort of get some of that mucus out of its nasal passages so it can begin breathing. And the ewe, again, will clean this lamb off very quickly and get all that slimy stuff off of it so that it'll be able to get up on its feet and nurse. And this ewe just had twins. She just had 2 to take care of this year. And at this point, both of them have grown quite a bit. They gain about a half a pound a day as they successfully nurse on their very rich mother's milk. And one of the things we often tell the kids who are in the barn seeing these baby lambs is that they are very precocious. They're usually on their feet within 10 or 15 minutes and hopefully nursing within an hour. That's the sign of a very successful and healthy birth if that lamb can get on its feet and start nursing so it fills its belly with that good colostrum. You can see this one's even starting to do the suckling motion with its lips already. So with a quick drying off of the towel, we can put them back by the udder, as is happening here, and make sure that that little baby lamb finds the teat and begins nursing. And then we move them to their own little separate pen so they don't have to be out in the crowd of lambs you see behind this mama ewe, trying to find each other and bond and get that first milk, which is happening quite successfully right here. This little lamb, within just minutes after its birth, is getting some of the colostrum from its mother. So very, very healthy little lambs. We have about 10 or 11 bottle lambs this year out of the 54, and most of those were from sets of quads, which is to be expected because sometimes it's difficult for the mother to nurse all four of them. And if we can have one on the bottle, then we're helping them out. And the lambs that are on the bottle have become quite aggressive. And if you walk into the barn, they immediately run to the gate and start bleating very, very loudly until you let them out. And then all 10 of them will essentially attack you at once, trying to get to the bottles. So it's nice to have a couple people tackling that job so that you can get all of them fed very quickly. Until next Friday, have a good week and enjoy your time outside. Bye-bye.